What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today is kind of episode 2 of the series of what will their stats be. And today we are going to be doing Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Now, we had a few requests. We had like Duran and stuff, but he's not in the game, as well as the likes of Roy Jones, Sugar Ray Leonard, and a couple of people in the Discord mentioned Usyk and Gabriel Rosado. So let me know in the comments down below if there's anyone you want to see me do next, and if there's an overwhelming amount of people saying that person, then I will do them next. The reason I'm carrying this on is because people actually spoke about making it a series. People really enjoyed the Canelo one. I had so much fun making it. It was so cool to just be that nerdy, and I really enjoyed it. So let's get into it. I'm obviously going to be doing the current active Wilder, and I'll be remaining as unbiased as possible. If you guys remember, back in the last gameplay that we got this screen from the Boxer Creator screen stats kind of thing. And as you can see, we have 6 sections: vitality, stamina, speed, defense, strength, and heart. Vitality consists of head health, body health, health regeneration, health recovery, injury resistance. Stamina consists of stamina, stamina regeneration, stamina recovery, conditioning, and endurance. Speed is agility, move speed, punch speed, and accuracy. Defense is chin resistance, body resistance, cut resistance, bruise resistance, block resistance. Strength is the biggest one of the bunch, which is left hand power, right hand power, jab, hook, uppercut, and straight modifiers, as well as KO power. And heart is discipline, courage, and confidence. And then there is, at the top right, there is a general overall. So let's get into the first set of stats, which is vitality. And we have head health and body health. Now, of course, Wilder had never really been hurt at all throughout his career. He was hurt by Ortiz and then dropped quite a few times by Fury throughout their trilogy, eventually being TKO'd and then eventually KO'd in their third fight, as well as throughout the second fight being dropped with a body shot. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say his head health and his body health deserve to be a 70, because that's not fair, because he is a tough guy. However, just after the last 2 performances, we have seen him go down quite a bit. Doesn't mean he can't eat big shots. He clearly can. He's a tough guy. But just for that, for head health, I'm going to put that at a 90. And for body health, being that we've never really seen him be crumbled over, he was kind of hit backwards as falling against the body shot. Obviously, as well, taking into consideration he was hurt by Ortiz. For his body health, I'm going to go with a 93. And then for overall health, I think I'm just going to kind of meet them two in the middle and go with a 91. And then we have health regeneration, health recovery, and injury resistance. Now, health regeneration, health recovery, we tend to see when Wilder gets hurt, he becomes worse without a doubt. He doesn't tend to bounce back as confidently as we would expect from someone like Deontay Wilder. So for those, health regeneration and health recovery, I don't think I can put them relatively high. I think for health regeneration, because that's a very video game stat. It's recovery in real life, but regeneration is a video game stat kind of terminology. For regeneration, I'm going to have to go with an 87. And for health recovery, I'm going to have to go with an 85. And the last one, at injury resistance, we always hear about Wilder was injured with this. He broke this hand. He injured this calf. He hurt this ankle. He hurt this shoulder. He injured this forearm. I don't think he's resistant to injuries. He clearly takes them a lot. As well as in fights, he does take a lot of injuries. Takes a lot of damage. So I think we're going to have to be quite realistic with the amount. Whether it's excuses or not, we still hear quite often that he broke this forearm, broke this hand, injured something, injured a knee, you know, hurt his ribs or something. So I think just for that, we're going to have to go around the 85, 87 mark. So I'm going to put it at an 86. And now we're going to move on to stamina. And right off the start, I mean, we have to be realistic. Wilder's stamina is not the best, especially recently. We've seen him get gassed. You know, come round 5 and 6, he is exhausted. Don't get me wrong, his endurance is incredible. Even though he is exhausted, he is fucking going for it. He is still there throwing bombs no matter how exhausted he is. I cannot in good conscience give him a high rated stamina just because I don't believe his stamina is that good. I appreciate that he's at the top level, but the last couple of, especially the third Fury fight, he was physically and he looked exhausted by round 6. So for that, for stamina, we're going to go with an 87. For stamina regeneration and stamina recovery, I'm just going to have to set them both quite low at an 85, to be honest, because he doesn't seem to recover well during rounds, especially not on a stamina standpoint. We have conditioning and endurance. For me, obviously, you just how conditioned a fighter is. He can fight those 12 rounds no matter how exhausted he is, no matter how hurt he is. he will carry on fighting, and that's part of the endurance. So for both of those, I have to give credit where credit is due. It takes a lot to get Wilder out of there. He is conditioned, not amazingly, but he's just mentally conditioned. His mental endurance is incredible. So I'm going to put his conditioning at a 90, and I'm going to put his endurance at a 92. Now we go on to speed, and for this we have agility, move speed, punch speed, and accuracy. Now agility, he's not the most agile man in the world, given that he is a heavyweight. There's not many agile heavyweights out there. So I think we're going to have to do it on kind of a overall scale of heavyweights / the overall roster. Of course, he's not going to be as agile as a bantamweight, but he can still move some. You know, he's still got a bit of speed to him, so I got to give that credit. You know, I think for agility, I mean, what rules a boxer is agile? Are they doing backflips? Is it, you know, is it the way they can sling combinations? Are they their muscles, their bones? Are they agile? Do you know, like, I suppose agility would also count as head movement, which Wilder doesn't have much of. He doesn't exactly have the greatest head movement and slip and rip counters in the world. So I think for agility, I'm going to have to set that at quite a low bar. And while I do like Wilder, not tons, but, you know, I don't mind Wilder, I'm just going to have to give that an 85. Now for move speed, you know, I assume that means head movement. He's not very quick when it comes to that. He's obviously a heavyweight, so he's not going to be sprinting around the ring. So I'm not going to set that too high either. I'm probably going to give that an 87. But then we move on to punch speed. Now, he has the power, but he also, that right down the pipe is so fast. His punch speed is quick. Maybe not his jabs, but his power shots, when he loads up and he shoots them down the pipe, they are quick punches. Those are quick shots that come down. They're heavy, they're fucking powerful, but they're also quick. And I think that's one thing that people need to take into consideration, that the shots are fast that are coming out, which is why people can't slip them. Because if it's just a big power uppercut, we'd see it coming. But those straights down the pipe, those hooks, those are fast shots. So I think for that, we're going to have to give him about 90, 92. So I'm probably going to go over 91 just to meet myself in the middle there. And then we move on to accuracy. Now, how accurate is Wilder realistically? He doesn't really throw tons. So I suppose his accuracy is... His accuracy of his right hand is relatively good because he sets it up, not amazingly, but he always hits at least something, whether it be like an arm or a body or a shoulder or something. So I think just for accuracy, given a top heavyweight, take into consideration that he is one of the top heavyweights that's going to be on the game, I don't think they're going to give him like an 80 accuracy. So just for accuracy in general, I'm just going to chuck that to a 90. Now, defense. Now, this is a tough one for Wilder. Doesn't have the greatest defense in the world, but still, he's a resistant guy. Chin resistance and body resistant. Now, his body resistance is pretty decent, I would say, in terms of being hurt. We've never really seen him hunched over in a manner. We've not really seen him, you know, I mean, Ortiz wobbled him quite badly. Fury obviously dropped him several times with the chin resistance. But still, I feel like for chin resistance, I'm still going to chuck that up at a competitive... He's been in the heavyweight division for a long time. I'm still going to put that up at a competitive rate at 90 for his chin resistance. And then for his body resistance, like I said, we've never seen him be hunched over. He was dropped by that one punch, but that was more of a punch and shove at the same time to the body. So for his body resistance, I'm just going to have to give him something worthwhile at about a 95 for his body resistance. Now, he has cut and bruise resistance. Now, as I always say, it's tough to see during a fight unless it's a really nasty cut. And he's not really suffered a really nasty cut. He's been bruised. He's been battered. He obviously had that bad cut in his ear. But we've not seen like his eyebrow hanging off, his lip hanging off. So his cut resistance, I'm going to chuck that up at a 95 as well. His bruise resistance, yet again, it's not something we see too often in a fight until after the fight. So for that, I'll probably chuck that one up about a 93. And then for blocking, I mean, his blocking's never been great. His blocking is very textbook. So I think just for blocking, I'm going to have to drop that down to about an 87, 88. And I think that's pretty fair for defense overall, especially for someone that's been finished twice and in their two most recent fights. I think I've been pretty fair there. Now we go on to strength. Now this is an interesting one, guys. Even the man himself, Fury, said that Wilder's jab felt like it almost broke his hand. And if a jab feels like that, we're going to have to be honest and say his stats are going to be high. So for left hand, he's an orthodox fighter. His right hand is his power shot, but his left hand is still strong. So I think, honestly, we're going to have to go with about a 94 for that left hand. For that right hand, I'm just going to have to be real and just say he has dropped everybody he's ever been in that ring with. Not knocked them out, because obviously he was never able to knock out Fury. So I'm going to have to go over 98 for that right hand. Jab modifier, Hook modifier, uppercut modifier, and straight modifier all need to at least be in the 90s. Jab modifier, I would say, is bang on 90. Hook modifier, I mean, his hooks are decent, but like I said, it's more the straight down the pipe. But for hook, I'm going to go with about a 92. Uppercuts, I mean, we saw him absolutely body Ortiz with an uppercut at one point. So for that as well, I think I'm going to have to go with a 93 for the uppercut modifier. And the straight modifier just has to be done. I think I'm generally going to have to go yet again with a 98 for that straight. And the last one at KO power. I always say you can't give someone a 99 overall, but my God, he literally has knocked out 99% of his opponents, because the only one he hasn't knocked out is Fury, but he knocked Fury down like 7 times throughout their trilogy. It's tough, man. It's tough not to give him a 99, but I think just for the fact that it is the Bronze Bomber, I'm going to have to put in a 99 for knockout power for Deontay Wilder. Then we go on to heart with discipline, courage, and confidence. Now, discipline, I feel like he wasn't very disciplined until he was with Malik Scott. I shit all over Malik Scott, but let's be honest, he done a cracking job coaching Deontay Wilder. And while I would say discipline also lies in the respect for your opponents, and he showed Fury no respect until after the dust had settled when he posted that thing on Instagram. I do wish he had, said to Fury in the ring, I do respect you, but he didn't. I feel like that's partly discipline. But for these stats, for heart, discipline, courage, and confidence, discipline's going to be the only thing that will affect Wilder. I'm going to say 95 for that. And then for courage and confidence, he's a confident man. He's got courage. He gets in there with everyone. That's 99 across the board, in my opinion. So now what we're going to do, guys, I'm going to find the overall for each of these and then find Wilder's total overall. Okay, guys, so for the 6 total stats and then the included overall, we've got vitality at a total overall of 89, stamina at a total overall of 88, speed at a total overall of 88 as well, defense at 92, strength at a 95, heart at a 97, which gives us a total overall of 91 for Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Now, for arguably the third best heavyweight in the division, for me it would be Fury, Usyk, and Wilder, followed by AJ. I think that is pretty good. That gives us 2 fighters back-to-back above the 90 threshold. Let me know who you guys want to see me do next. I always enjoyed doing this. It's so much fun to do the numbers and do the math and stuff like that. I genuinely have a lot of fun doing it. I do round up all of the overalls. A lot of the time you get like 87.8, so I will round it up to 88 instead of rounding it down or giving the point. I just round it up. Unless it's lower than 0.5, then I round it down, because that's just how math works. But I hope you guys did enjoy this one. If you did, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe down below. Let me know who you want to see next. I might drop it down to maybe like, maybe we'll chuck like a legend in there or something, do Roy Jones or Joe Calazaghe or something. But thank you as always for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.